August 31st deadline for the U.S. airlift to be done in Afghanistan. This ratchets up the pressure of the chaotic evacuation at the Kabul airport, which has already moved thousands from the country, but thousands more are still trying to flee Afghanistan under hardline Islamic Taliban leadership. While European leaders have pressed for more time, U.S. President Joe Biden is committed to the deadline. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson said that he will not recognize the Taliban government unless the group guarantees people can leave the country if they wish before and after the August deadline. The Taliban said it would bar Afghans from accessing roads leading to the airport while allowing foreigners to pass through. For now, the U.S. military coordinates all air traffic in and out of the Kabul airport. And in entertainment news, Charlie Watts has passed away. Yes, Rolling Stones drummer Charlie Watts has passed away at the age of 80, his publicist announced on Tuesday. Watts died peacefully in a London hospital earlier today, surrounded by family. Watts had announced that he would not be touring with the Stones in 2021 because of an undefined health issue. He joined the band early in 1963 and ranks behind Mick Jagger and Keith Richards as the group's longest-lasting member. And that's it for headlines. For KCHW Northern Lights Public Radio, I'm Brandon Hanson from TED. Have a great day.
You're listening to
Northern Lights Public Radio
on 102.7
KCHW.
Tooele.
From Feature Story News in London, I'm Chris Jones. The UK is in a race against time to airlift thousands more Afghans out of Kabul after Prime Minister Boris Johnson failed to convince President Joe Biden to extend the deadline for withdrawing troops from Afghanistan. The US military will leave the country by August 31st, meaning most evacuations are set to stop by the weekend. From London, Benji Hire reports.
We will use every hour that we've got left. That's the commitment from Britain's Foreign Secretary Dominic Raab as the clock ticks on the time remaining for the UK to conduct evacuations out of Afghanistan. The UK's airlifted almost 9,000 people from Kabul in the past 10 days, but just a handful of days remain before NATO forces withdraw, with fears that thousands of Afghans who wish to flee may be left behind. The Taliban says Afghans should not go to the airport or try to depart the country. The British government says priority now turns to ensuring a safe passage beyond the 31st for Afghans who still want to leave, and a roadmap for how the West will engage with the Taliban.
51 evacuees from Afghanistan have arrived in Uganda aboard a chartered flight. Uganda's Foreign Affairs Ministry says the evacuees included men, women and children and have been checked into a hotel near Uganda's Entebbe International Airport. Airbnb has pledged to provide free housing for 20,000 Afghan refugees. CEO Brian Chesky says the programme will begin immediately. Our correspondent Rachel Silverman reports.
Calling the displacement and resettlement of Afghan refugees one of the biggest humanitarian crises of our time, the Airbnb CEO says the company feels a responsibility to step up. The refugees will be housed in properties listed on Airbnb's platform. CEO Brian Chesky did not specify exactly how much the company plans to spend on the commitment or how long the refugees will be housed for.
And the World Health Organization's chief scientist says India may be entering the endemic stage of COVID-19, but officials in New Delhi are still concerned, as Ishan Garg reports.
India has been reporting close to 40,000 new infections a day for almost 2 months now. WHO's Soumya Swaminathan says this could mean that a low to moderate level of infection spread may continue for some time. But given India's massive population, she says some temporary spikes are also possible. Officials at home are hoping to ramp up vaccinations to avoid those spikes. Without it, they say India could see an unprecedented 600,000 new infections a day in the near future. But if transmission remains low, India could also resume exporting COVID-19 vaccines. Experts say the resumption could greatly help other low and middle income countries, especially the ones dependent on the COVAX vaccine sharing facility. Ishan Garg, New Delhi.
From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN.
With FSN Spotlight, I'm Simon Marks. Today, remembering Charlie Watts, the irrepressible drummer with the Rolling Stones, whose death was announced yesterday at the age of 80. He had hoped to tour with Mick and the rest of the boys later this year, but earlier this month pulled out due to ill health. He was born in London. His mother was a housewife. His father served in the Royal Air Force. He was a Cockney, comfortable in his own skin, a prodigious talent who had little time for many of the music industry's excesses. Alex Flood is the resident Rolling Stones expert at NME, the New Musical Express.
The fabric of rock music has really lost one of its greats. I mean, Keith Richards, obviously founding member of the Stones alongside Charlie Watts in 1962, he always said that Charlie Watts was the best. He dealt with him and Mick Jagger's famed hell raising, so he had some patience, which is obviously very much needed in the Stones back in the 60s and 70s. You can hear the kind of the rapid fire snare drums on Satisfaction, the kind of the opening to It's Only Rock and Roll wouldn't be the same without his drumming. Honky Tonk Women, he's a true great, and he'll be very much missed.
Keith Richards said in his autobiography that Charlie Watts has always been the bed that I lie on musically. He controls the beat of a generation, and now multiple generations mourn his passing. With FSN Spotlight, I'm Simon Marks.
To recap our top stories, the UK's racing to airlift thousands more Afghans out of Kabul, with the US intent on withdrawing troops by August 31st. 51 evacuees from Afghanistan have arrived in Uganda aboard a chartered flight. Airbnb has pledged to provide free housing for 20,000 Afghan refugees worldwide, and the WHO's chief scientist says India may be entering the endemic stage of COVID-19. That's the latest feature story news. Chris Jones reporting.
Master control to Mike Bentz. Master control to Mike Bentz. Are you there, Mike Bentz?
Beat me up, Scotty.
Oh, all right. I'm energizing you right now. How does it feel?
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
Are you tingly?
Yeah, I am tingly.
Oh, good. It's working then. Good morning.
Okay. If I start fractionalizing,
okay,
it's not pixels. I'm on my way.
All right. It is KCHW 102.7. A little late, 7:28. You got Scott in the studio and Mike Bentz from home, and we are bringing him in via Zoom. You can check us out on our website at kchw.org. Of course, on your car radio where you might be listening right now. Also on YouTube and Facebook this morning. So anything you got on your phone that you could possibly open, we might be on it.
And if you open two at once, it'll be in stereo.
All right. And we both decided to do this because we were feeling kind of run down and worrying we got the breakthrough COVID.
That's true.
And you can hear my voice sounds funny, so no kissing Scott today.
Okay. Yep. No, we just felt it'd be better safe than sorry.
Yeah, yes. I'm feeling better today than I did like last night. I was really getting concerned, so I think I was just maybe a little run down. And then I can never tell with allergies because they hit me so hard. I could have inhaled something.
I won't go there.
Not anything bad either, other than
okay.
Okay. I've noticed like some of the trees are confused and they're starting to turn their leaves from going from extreme hot to the cooler weather, Yep. And
I've got a couple of they're called Canadian chokecherry trees, and they're losing their leaves.
I think
it's about a month early.
Yeah, aren't they the ones? So I saw one of those up at my property. Those are the ones where the leaves kind of turn pinkish.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, mine are doing mine are all pink. And the berries look delicious, but yeah, they're gross.
Yeah, they're a little bitter.
A little bitter. I mean,
they are edible though.
They are, but you'd pop one in your mouth and go, "Ooh, this is poisonous."
or it tastes so bad it should be.
Yeah, and I looked at them and I was debating. I was like, "That looks like choke cherries," but the birds aren't eating them. And so I, got out the phone app and took a picture of the berries in the leaf, and sure enough, it came back as that. And I guess the birds don't like the bitter taste either.
Okay. So, yeah. All right.
I mean, because there's beautiful fresh berries all over it, and I looked, and not one of them had been pecked at. So.
Yep.
All right.
Nope.
Loving the clear.
We're going to have an early fall.
Yep, 11, or at least it feels like it. I mean, it's 82 today, which doesn't sound like an early fall, but after 115 it does. I was saying yesterday, so this is like winter.
Well, Ron May and I ran into him yesterday morning, and he said it was 38 degrees at the shops at the golf course yesterday morning.
Yep, my sister said the same thing in Deer Park out on their farm. So, yeah. Crazy. 82 for a high, 82 for a high temperature today and 52 for an overnight low. Now, we do have sunshine and clouds mixed today. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. We have a 1% chance of rain today. Let's see, for Thursday, 77 and 53 under mostly cloudy skies. Friday brings a high of just 74 with an overnight low of 48. Partly cloudy skies and a 15% chance of rain on Friday. Right now, the weekend looking sunny. Saturday, 80. Sunday, 84. Very nice.
Ooh, nice weekend for golf.
All right. Look how he works that in. All right. Have you done much golfing this summer with the weather and the smoke, and has it deterred you?
Actually, I've done more this year than I have in any year since I moved here.
Really?
Now, that doesn't say a lot, But yeah, I've averaged about once a week, right in that neighborhood.
All right.
And normally, I golf with some other guys on Friday mornings around 8:00. And so I haven't been to a chamber meeting, for most of the summer, although I am going to go this Friday because I got some things I want to update the chamber on. But yeah, no, it's been beautiful. I mean, and I was thinking this morning as I walked outside, the smoke hasn't been here for 3 or 4 days. And it doesn't look like it's going to come back in anytime soon. And of course, a year ago, or actually back to the last several years, this has been the smoky month.
Yes.
So
I'm hoping it stays died down like it is, definitely.
Right. Yeah. Well, you and a whole lot of other people that, the smoke's the least issue they got to deal with. But yeah, no, it's been pretty good out there. And actually, you're going to let me segue into, I got a little PSA here. I'd like to recognize somebody. Is it okay with you?
Sure. I had some news headlines, but we can catch up with those later. All right.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, actually, I want to, Jim Caruso, who Jim Caruso is.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, he announced his retirement after 30 years with Stevens County.
Wow.
Six of those with he was been the emergency management coordinator.
Wow. That's going to be a huge loss, Jim.
Yeah, and so I'd like to thank him for his service, but to be a little bit selfish here, he's going to work for the city of Tooele.
Oh, well, he is. So it's not a real retirement.
Yeah, exactly. Well, he's going to be the new city plan administrator.
Okay,
does that sound right?
Yeah.
And so that's a huge win for Tooele because he's a quality guy with lots of good contacts and knows everybody and their relatives and
lots of experience.
Oh, yeah. Tons of experience.
Yeah. All right.
So yeah. So
all right.
Congratulations, Jim, on your retirement and your refirement.
All right. Now, is that with the city one? You're not. You kind of confused me there as you stuttered through the title, because I know they're doing a city administrator search too.
Yeah, that's a city administrator. I'm sorry.
That is the position he took.
Yeah,
exactly. All right. Very nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I fell back into my old financial advisor days.
There you go. Well, lucky you had the layman to straighten it all out for everybody.
That's right. Good thing somebody's keeping me straight.
All right. A couple of news headlines. Yeah, let's see. A few months ago, Governor Ron DeSantis, Republican of Florida, declared his hands-off approach to COVID-19 a tremendous success. Politico announced that he had won the pandemic. Then came the Delta variant. And as of yesterday, let's see. The title says, Florida is the only state where more people are dying of COVID now than ever before. What went wrong? That's the title from that one. I'm not going to get into it. But we got some hot spots, Florida, Texas, Stevens County. Other news headlines that caught Scott's eye when he looked at things this morning. Kanye West has petitioned to legally change his name. Thank you. It's so hard to say. What do you think he's going to change his name to, Mike?
I don't think he's going to change it to Mike.
No, I'm asking you. What do you think he's going to change it to, Mike?
I already saw this, so I think I know the answer. I just don't know how to pronounce it.
Okay.
Okay, is it Yi?
No, I think he's just going with 2 letters, Y and E. Or it could be Yi. It's kind of confusing, isn't it?
Right, exactly.
I think you should just pick a number. Or, remember was it Prince that changed his name to the pi sign?
Yeah, where it wasn't even the pi sign.
And then he released an album and quickly changed it back when nobody bought his album. Then he released another album and no one bought that one either. Well, probably a sign. All right, so Kanye West should probably not change his name because people are going to stop buying his albums.
If you do a search on Yi, Y-E,
yeah,
it comes up Kanye West.
Oh, already. Wow, the internet.
So we have a new...
He already... Wow.
It's also the 8th studio album by Kanye West.
You mean Ye?
It was released on June 3rd. It's the plural pronoun of the second person in the subjective case now used especially in ecclesiastic or I can't get to that. So
okay,
it's weird.
It's weird. All right, another one. The man photographed as a baby on the Nevermind album cover from Nirvana's, breakout album, their only album,
right.
Well, first one, is suing.
Okay.
And it's just a cover of a baby in a pool, but now they put a fishhook on a dollar and are dangling in front of him. But because he's naked, he is suing under a child pornography law and suing the band members that are left.
Right.
Trying to, I guess, get some of Kurt Cobain's, money that was left behind from that album. Yeah, that's gross.
If there's an angle, people will always look for it.
Yep, very much so. All right, you had mentioned some more people you wanted to give kudos besides Jim. So you want to start off with kind of your nonprofit roundup and start off with the golf course?
Sure, I will, actually. August and September are kind of fundraising month for people. So last year, of course, none of these fundraisers could happen. This year, they pretty much all happened. So I'd like to basically congratulate the Northeast Washington Association of Realtors. They did their fundraiser about, a week ago last Friday, I guess. And great turnout. They raised, I don't know how many dollars there. I haven't seen the numbers, but that money goes directly back into the community, primarily for things like kids' backpacks and stuff like that.
Okay.
So congratulations to those people. And then the charity checks, which are pretty famous around Chewelah.
Mm-hmm.
They did their a fundraiser this last Sunday, and to replace part of the dollars that they give away. And the last count that I heard anyway, they'd raised it a little over $3,000 and they weren't done yet. And the nice thing about that is 100% of that money also goes back into the community and a whole huge variety of different places. So I want to really thank both of those organizations and congratulate them for the really good turnouts. We move into September. The famous or infamous, however you played it, Romp and Roar tournament for the Lions is back on this year.
Yes, I had that public service announcement in the studio.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I won't steal your thunder.
No, you can steal it. It's okay.
Okay, but I've actually played that and I actually won one of the holes. It's the bowling ball hole where you actually, instead of golf balls, you use bowling balls.
That's not fair.
But it's always a lot of fun. I'm sure that you'll see more flyers and more announcements about that. I think it's $40 per person, but that gets you, I think, lunch. In fact, I know it gets you a lunch, a couple of drink tickets.
I have full details if you want them.
Oh, okay. I'll let you take it over from there.
All right. So it's happening Saturday, September 18th. Cheweel Golf and Country Club, registration fee is $40 per person. Non-member green fee is $20 per person. Carts available for $18 per person. Registration deadline, September 15th. Let's see. It's the 5th annual Romp and Roller and Scavenger Hunt. Shotguns start at 10 a.m. Registration includes grogs served from 8:15 to 9:30 to get you warmed up. A team dress-up photo, snacks and 2 drink tickets, famous taco bar lunch, scavenger hunt, designer beer glass with a drink ticket to Quartzsite Brewery, and prizes for top golf and scavenger hunt teams. All right, fun stuff. Now
it is, and it's a lot of fun. I can tell you. And shotgun start means people start at different holes, so they all come in about the same time. So they do that primarily because they don't want people coming in over a 2-hour period of time. Or 2 or 3 hour period of time. So it really makes for a good time. And of course the patio is going to be open. And I mean, if you've never, it's what I call Brian Ross at his finest.
That you kind of broke up there, didn't catch it.
Oh, I said it's Brian Ross at his finest.
At his finest, okay.
Okay. Yeah, and the only other thing I got at the golf course is the second most popular tournament for the entire year is the 54-hole best ball tournament, and that's on September 11th and 12th. And you really need to call because that might even have a waiting list for teams. It fills up that fast from all over the Northeast Washington. So, but yeah, no, there's a lot of good stuff happening. A lot of good stuff has happened actually. So. All
right. Yeah, okay. And just a side note on the Lions there, the money they raise stays right here in the Cheweel Valley.
Yeah.
So, you might, some organizations that are national like that, you can worry, the funds are going back to the head office. No, it stays right here to help people locally with hearing and vision problems. And I've got to sit in on one of their meetings. It's kind of a cool process how they pick out people to help. It's amazing. It's cool. It's fun.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Well, I'm sure if you can't make the tournament, they'd still appreciate a check. So.
Oh, yeah. Big round of applause. And it's very cool what they do. So
right. Exactly.
Helping people in need. All right. We love that. So let's move on to the Chamber of Commerce. Now, if you don't have any of the details, I saw Sandy sent out yesterday a couple of blood drives.
Okay.
And if you don't have the details on them, while you talk about what's going on with the Chamber, I'll pull that up, and I've got the links right here and give people some details on
Sure,
those.
you bet. Well, the biggest thing I want to talk about, other than be sure to get your Chamber bucks, is the annual auction and dinner. It's a primary fundraiser for the Chamber. And, of course, we couldn't have that last year. So this year is kind of a recharge on that. And it's on October 2nd. It's $30 per ticket. That gets you either a beef or a chicken dinner. The doors will open at 4:30 this year, which is a little bit earlier than normal. And then it's at the Cheweel Civic Center. They're still looking for auction items for donations. So Sandy said, if you'd please call her, she's in the process of putting the flyer together and all that good stuff. So she would like to get any last minute donations to come in. And what I really looked at, it jumped out at me, is they always have a featured artist, and the featured artist this year is Tracy Manley.
All right.
Really, which is cool. And if you haven't seen the mural Huckleberries on the Cheweel Insurance Building right off of West Main there, Tracy Manley did that. It's a beautiful piece. In fact, just looking at some of the traffic that's being used out there right now, that's the primary mural that's popping up all over. So, that's, to me, I mean, that's worth going just in itself, is to see what she's bringing to the show for auction items.
So you guys have influenced a lot with the mural thing too, because I was at the casino the other day and they've got it all blocked off and somebody's painting a mural on one of their walls.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. It's becoming infectious.
It is. That's cool.
And then of course, with the auction, they have the raffle, guaranteed $5 per ticket, guaranteed at least $1,500 inside the basket. And I was fortunate enough to win that a couple of years ago, and I can tell you my take on it was north of 3,000.
Wow!
So, and we're still using some of the stuff in there. because, gift cards never expire.
That's nice.
So, yeah, I mean, it's, and just to remind people,
don't buy a ticket this year. People are just going to, people, if you pad that drawing again, people are going to get mad at you.
Oh, is that what it is? Well,
yeah.
Too late. I've already bought my ticket.
Oh, okay. let's change that. I'm going to get mad at you.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, and just, kind of throw out a reminder there. The Chewelah Chamber is very unique in the fact that not only are businesses part of that, but also nonprofits and some individuals. So it's a little bit unique as far as chambers are concerned. It's more of a community-based organization, although it definitely falls under the business type heading. And then the money goes to a variety of different places. There again, it all stays here, but it helps offset the cost of the flowers downtown. It offsets the cost of the music on Main Street. They do a fair amount of giving to various nonprofits. A good example is the chamber is going to be giving some chamber bucks to the Romp and Roar for the Lions. So it's really a great opportunity to give back to your community through a great organization. So very, very well ran.
Nice.
I think I mentioned once before, the auctioneer is going to be Steve Mitzer.
Funny guy.
The what?
Funny guy.
Funny guy. Yeah. He's more of a, in my opinion, he's actually probably a better comedian than an auctioneer.
Oh, don't tell. I'm going to tell him you said that.
Okay. Well, maybe he's equal, but he's funnier than all get out.
Okay.
And he knows everybody, so he does a really good job at picking on people.
That's right.
So, yeah. So that's happening at the chamber. And I'll finish up with get your chamber bucks. It's getting close. It's only 4 months to Christmas as of today, and that's a great Christmas gift.
All right. So I don't know how the chamber works with INBC, the blood bank in Spokane, but they always seem to promote when they're in town.
They do.
All right. So that's obviously maybe a relationship that's been fostered.
It has over a long period of time. Well, since I've been on the chamber anyway, that the bus comes up to be able to take blood donations, and with the COVID, from what I understand, blood donations are really needed at this point in time. Because of the numbers. I mean, from that standpoint, the people have to be tested and all that good stuff. So. But yeah, and you've got the actual dates on. I don't have the dates on that when you're going to be here.
I do. So, wow, this is listed. I didn't realize. As soon as you said dates, oh, there it is. All right, so this one is today, the 25th, and it is going on at the Civic Center. It looks like, because they gave an address of 301 East Clay. They're going to have the bus out there. And you can select a time between, it looks like you go online, and between 4 and 6, and pick when you want to show up. And let's see, and you can even pick kind of blood you want to give. You can choose whole blood, which is my favorite. This one's kind of strange. Power red. I'm not sure if I got any of that. Let's see. Plasma, platelets, COVID plasma. Oh. Maybe maybe they're looking for people that had it and are better, and
could be
they get some antibodies out of it. And
source, that would be my guess, but it's only a guess. So
all right, and then source plasma, which must be different than regular plasma. All right.
Okay.
They are open from noon to 6:15, and it looks like you can make reservations between 4 and 6.
Okay, and that's a great service the chamber promotes, is get people into town.
So that one's today, and then we have another one if you can't make it and you still want to help out. Saturday at Dad's Espresso between 9 in the morning and 11:30 a.m., so a short one. All right? All right.
Okay.
And again, there's information online where you can sign up for that. You go to donors.vitalant, VITALANT, vitalant.org. Donors.vitalant.org.
Okay.
All right. Big meeting last night. Everybody. What?
Yeah, we did. I mean, thanks to the lead-in, the Crady District had a public meeting last night to do a couple of different things. One was we're looking at, from an organizational standpoint, how to be more inclusive inside the community. And so there were some presentations last night on different things that people were looking for. There were three primary presentations. One was exactly that, what do you think we could do better in the community? Another one was talking about organizational structures, with the current structure versus some things that we're contemplating. Pretty good turnout. I had to kind of, we were talking earlier, Facebook chat in, because I wasn't feeling well yesterday.
FaceTime. They call it FaceTime.
FaceTime, yeah. And so, unfortunately, I wasn't able to be there in person, but just by looking around the room, because I could see it, at least for the first of the two sessions, it looked like there were 12, 15 people there, somewhere in that neighborhood. And they were going to limit to 15 anyway because of the COVID. And I want to thank Melanie Huff because she opened the Cultural Center for that. Actually, it was the very first event that she's felt comfortable opening the Cultural Center to since the COVID thing hit, a year and a half ago now. So really appreciate the feedback. They're going to compile that information, and we're going to take a look at it. And if we need to have another public meeting, we will. And then the next step will be hopefully looking at types of projects that the public says they would like to have us consider, because we should, sometime towards the end of this month, be getting a feel of what kind of dollars are going to be available as a capital grant anyway from the state of Washington.
All right.
So, and you'd already mentioned the murals earlier, and I already know of two more murals that are pretty sure are going to happen anyway, because they're going to be privately funded. So, I mean, it's a good thing in my mind anyway, that Chihuahua has become known as a place to come to with these great artists that are available, and some of the things lots of things that are happening actually. So, but I appreciate the turnout last night, and the old more to come, as far as that goes. So,
all right. I like that people are jumping on the bandwagon. That has to make all you guys that started this feel really, really good, that there's so much excitement behind it.
It does. I think the challenge you're actually going to have, which is a good challenge, is how do you move forward with what we have? As far as dollars are concerned, and then of course volunteers, because these last projects were really volunteer driven in a lot of cases, and part of that was just the time element, getting it put together. The next projects are going to focus not only on probably volunteers, but also more on the ability to bring in paid craftsmen, because we'll have more time to basically bring those people in. One of the problems we ran last time is people were so busy that our time element was too short. So we really went back to the volunteers, and they stepped up big time. I think this time we should have, if it works out, we should have 18 months to get the projects completed.
I think it'd be awesome if we could have like some big giant sculptures. People came into town, and below it said Creative District. And maybe a sculpture, I'm thinking of Sasquatch?
Sasquatch, yeah. As soon as you said that, it's the first thing that went through my mind.
What's the first thing you think of Chihuahua in the mountains? Sasquatch.
Yeah, well, and Joel Wasinski had contact with the guys that were going to do the filming, here in Chihuahua.
Yeah,
and that's not gone away.
They're just postponed.
It's been postponed for a variety of different reasons, and so, but yeah, I mean, nothing's off the table at this point. Which is nice. The more opportunities we have to take a look at, the better we can actually put the volunteer hours and the money to work.
So it's kind of too bad they're not ready to film, because we've got that concert, and they needed some footage of a festival in town, for the movie, and we're going to have that 2-day music festival in October. So and originally they were going to start filming in September. So he's kind of missing out, because if he could arrange it and get permission, he'd have a great video opportunity with Chihuahua filled with thousands of people having a good time and sitting in a beer garden.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And that's the Rocktoberfest, right?
Yeah, that's coming up the 16th through the 17th. I haven't got any more details. I did sign up the radio station as a sponsor just because it's music, and I thought it'd be good to have a banner, on the stage. And they are bringing at least two of the acts are acts that have played in our little theater before. Jacob Van O, Jacob, and the rock group Rusted Hand out of Spokane. So,
really?
And they both played for free right here in our studio, so it's really cool. Now they've done like Rusted Hand did a acoustic set for us because they were pretty hard. They're pretty hard rock. And Jacob kind of did selected tunes for us, and he just brought his buddy Ray Northwest, and they did a kind of a cool version of classic rock with a little hip-hop rap in the middle of it. And it went over really good with the crowd, but he'll be bringing his full band, and Rusted Hand will be doing their full thing too. So those are two, just because I know them, I'm super excited to see them in the park. So yeah.
Good. Well, and I know that the Chamber's looking at a different way to sponsor it, and Creative District, that's on our agenda too. So, I mean, basically, I think what the primary focus is for a lot of folks right now is how do we continue the festive atmosphere that to some degree we lost with the Chautauqua weekend, and it's starting to come together. I think you're going to see more consistency throughout the year with more things to be able to go to, and maybe even more handle. Because Chautauqua it was a big endeavor for a small community. And I think, although it won't bring the same number of people to town, it will start developing a uniqueness to the town, more than just one weekend a year, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And things like this music festival, if it's a hit, it's 509's Finest, which is Michelle, and she's a band promoter in Spokane, and it's like her side job, and she grew up around this area, and is Mrs. Chautauqua, and she said that's kind of what I wanted to do, is do something and try to bring like a Chautauqua feel to it. There's gonna be a beer garden. I know Sharon shared a ton of the information. She's contacted a ton of vendors, so this could end up, it's at a different time of year, but it could end up being a cool thing, and it's not. She said, talking to her, she said, I'm not expecting it to make money, but I'm hoping it makes enough to do it again. And she said, but we're not, we're doing this to kind of bring back something for Chewelah and to promote some local bands and regional artists. So I think it's going to be fun. And I hope it happens. I hope it continues to happen, that it turns out to be a success for him.
Okay. All right. Well, then that brings me to one of my favorite activities. It's actually on a monthly basis.
Okay.
The first Thursday Art Walk.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
All right.
And of course, the first Thursday this month, September, is September 2nd. And actually, Loretta and I are going to be in town. And the last couple of them, we haven't been around. So
it feels crazy that that's coming up already next week.
I know. It seems like it was yesterday, But Tim's expanded that out quite a bit. It's at the Trails Inn Gallery. And then Mountain Market on Main, and then Sporties and Quartzsite Brewery and Westoff Excavation. So all those have different artists, but the featured artist is Melissa Cole, and some of the coolest work you'll ever see, in my opinion, coming into Chewelah is what Melissa Cole does. So, and you were saying earlier, you're trying to figure out a time on the radio to
we were trying to do because she's in Spokane, and the last person that was from Spokane, we did it in the afternoon so they could come down and do the radio interview and then be at Quartzsite later that evening for their artist talk. And I'm going to be out of town after 12 on Wednesday, so I was trying to convince him to come into the morning show. So I'm hoping, I feel bad making her make an extra trip to Chewelah, but hopefully she'll come do some art on the radio with us. So,
okay, great, super. So lots, as normal, is starting to heat up. Lots going on. When people say there's nothing to do in Chewelah, I say, okay, what rock have you been living under?
Yeah, we've got a lot of things going on, and the state's kind of opened up, but don't forget we got that mask mandate, and we don't want to ruin this and end up. I hope people wear them, whether you want to or not.
Yeah,
just because the backside of this is going back into a lockdown if it gets worse. And do we want to see that happen? Do we want to see these cool events the Lions Club. It's just around the corner. This concert we're talking about is just around the corner. The chamber auction is just around the corner. If we get shut down, it's going to be horrible for these organizations. So whether you believe in it or not, just, put on your mask, smile, and wave.
That's right. and nothing else, pretend you're Jesse James.
Yeah, that's right. It's the thing about protecting, I guess, the status quo and your neighbors. So
right.
Participate.
Exactly.
Participate or stay home. How's that?
Okay. All right. So I'm looking through my notes pretty quick, and I think we did a pretty good job of covering everything. The chamber's working on another meet and greet, for the next election. And so once I get more data on that, we'll get it out to everybody. But yeah, other than that, I think things are popping along pretty good. And I'd be remiss if I didn't thank the public for stopping by the chamber booth at the farmers market. We're there about every other week, and the outreach has been phenomenal. I mean, it's just unreal. So, there again, that's another activity that happens every week in Chewelah. That's a great activity.
There you go. All right, then I guess if you're all finished up, you are in trouble.
Uh-oh, why am I in trouble?
The following program is closed captioned for the thinking impaired.
And today, he's just slightly thinking impaired. It's Mike.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
Yeah, it's time for trivia.
Okay.
All right. How's the brain feeling this morning? You were all over it, so you should be good to go.
Less foggy than yesterday.
Less foggy than yesterday. And not quite as clear as 20 years ago.
That's right. Exactly. It's called hardening of the brain.
Oh, I've never heard that one before.
Okay.
All right. First trivia question. Americans go through 10 million pounds of this a year. And I believe it has no nutritional value.
Oh, 10 million pounds of no nutritional value. So that means they eat it?
It goes in their mouth.
Oh, gum.
That was too much of a hint, wasn't it? If you wouldn't have got that, I would have agreed with the hardening of the brain.
Okay.
All right. Americans buy over 73,000 miles of what each year?
Ooh, 73,000 miles of what? String or ribbon?
It's clothing.
Oh, 70 shoestrings.
Ooh, that was a good guess because you could, lay them out. What is something else you could lay out like that?
A belt.
No.
I don't like a scarf.
No, sir.
Man, I'm just batting 1,000 here.
You would probably wear it, but I've never seen you wear one. Necktie. Looking for necktie.
Oh, neckties, yeah. Yeah. Well, back in my old corporate days, I probably had at least a mile's worth.
All right. Have you ever wore a suit in Chewelah?
No, I never have. In fact, I no longer even own a suit.
Really?
At one point, I had 8.
Wow. Do you have a blazer or anything like a dress jacket?
I do have a blazer.
Okay.
I do have a blazer.
Yeah, because I was going to say my
blazers go well with blue jeans.
All right. I was going to say even I have a blazer for over my tank top.
Yeah. Kind of a Georgia, Florida line type look, right?
Uh-huh. All right. Let's see. Sometimes they mess these up, so I really wanted to make sure I had it all right. I'm going to have to skip that one. All right. Because it doesn't make sense, and if I can't explain it to you, we're both in trouble, right?
That's true.
All right. More than 360 billion of these are consumed around the world each year. Also, something that goes in your mouth.
M&M's.
No, sir. You don't swallow. You don't swallow it.
You don't swallow them?
Yeah. And it's not gum.
Well, you don't swallow it.
360 billion of these are consumed around the world each year. Goes in your mouth. You don't swallow it.
Floss.
No, sir.
Cough drops.
No, sir.
What? So he puts it in your mouth, you spit it out?
No, sir.
Okay.
Well, if I tell you how it comes out, you'll know what it is.
Oh, okay.
That's
okay, what is it?
We're looking for cigarettes.
Oh.
More than 360 consumed around the world each year. You put it in your mouth.
I was going to say like snooze, chewing tobacco.
I would have told you were close, and then you would have figured it out. So you should have said it. Don't be scared.
Yeah. See, I don't look at cigarettes being, I guess they do go in your mouth.
Where else have you seen anybody put one? Come on. And you are consuming it, but you're doing it through inhalation. So.
Right, exactly.
All right, trick question, I know. According to poll results, only 3% of people view themselves as below average in what?
Going forward?
Below average and going forward. Okay. According to poll results, only 3% of people view themselves as a below average in what? I think categories maybe or something like that.
Oh, okay. Reading.
No, sir.
Drinking beer.
No, sir. This would be like measuring yourself up against someone else.
Oh, height?
No, sir.
Weight?
No, sir.
Intelligence?
No, sir.
Oh, man.
I can't believe this. I can't believe only 3% think they're below average in this category. So I'll give you a hint. Apparently, that 3% do not know this.
The ugly people know who they are.
And it's only 3%. So the answer to that question was attractiveness.
Attractive. Oh,
so,
okay.
Apparently, we all, except for 3% of us, when we look in the mirror, think we're beautiful.
Okay. Well, that's why they make those magic mirrors.
I must be in the 3% because I've never stood at the mirror and went, I'm one of the beautiful people. Who does that?
Yeah, well, especially since you got rid of your mullet.
Yeah, I know. Sorry. It hasn't helped my dating either. It could be COVID or the fact that I'm 5'4". Not quite sure. All right. What's in common? Each set of 3 things is something in common. Tell me what it is, and you win big, Mike.
Okay.
10-gallon baseball top.
Hat.
Yeah, that's an easy one, huh? Clinton, Garfield, Wilson.
Clinton, Garfield, Wilson, balls.
Clinton ball? Clinton, Garfield, Wilson. Try again.
Clinton, Garfield, Wilson. Clinton, Garfield, Wilson.
Bill. You're gonna kick yourself in the butt. Presidents.
Oh, okay. See, Garfield threw me off there.
Yeah.
Then.
I would have thought it would have been Wilson. I wouldn't have, Woodrow.
Yeah, Garfield, the one went through my brain was a cat.
Yeah. And it was Andrew Garfield, the president, wasn't it?
Okay.
No, is that the actor? I'm confused. All right, phone number, a foot and a hand.
Phone number, a foot and a hand. 5 digits or 10 digits.
Well, I'll give it to you. They all have digits.
Okay.
Digits was the key word there.
Well, they all have 10 digits too, right?
A foot. Well, if you count it, it says a foot and a hand, not foot and hand. Okay. Foot, not foots or feet. That would be right. Okay, sorry. A map, a lawn chair, a handkerchief.
A what?
A map, a lawn chair, and a handkerchief.
They all fold.
Wow, I really didn't expect you to get that one. That's pretty good. Wow. Ventricle, auricle, septum.
Ventricle, auricle. They're all involved the throat. Breathing.
No, lower. Ventricle, auricle, and it's Auricle.
Oh, okay,
and
your heart.
septum. Your heart. There you
Yeah.
go. They helped you when I spelled it. All right, average one of these is $460 a month. What is it?
$460 car payment.
Excellent. Residents of New Mexico and Wisconsin, this is from yesterday if you're listening, report these more than any other state.
Wisconsin. Mosquitoes.
No, sir.
It's New Mexico, Wisconsin, and where else?
Let me skip back to that page. New Mexico and Wisconsin report these more than people in any other state. Residents of New Mexico and Wisconsin report these more than people in any other state.
Okay.
I would think it would have been Nevada, but it's not in
Really?
there. Yeah, I think Nevada would have been in it, but it's not.
Mexico and Wisconsin. Boy,
Yeah.
talk about offenses.
Looking for UFO sightings. That's why.
Oh,
That's
okay.
why I threw in the hint of Nevada. That Nevada you'd think would have been on that list. All right. Which of the following get bigger with age? Feet, eyes, or your chin?
I'm going to say feet.
It is feet. Good job. What percentage of Americans think it's okay to cheat on taxes? 17%, 27%, or 37%?
27%.
17. I was surprised it was the low one.
Really?
But I think those that cheat on taxes wouldn't admit to that question, so I bet it's more like 37.
Yeah, exactly.
I think people are.
That'll be a line item on when you file your taxes now. Do you cheat on your taxes?
Do you think it's okay to cheat on your taxes? That'd be a trick question. All right. How much money is lost every hour at Las Vegas casinos? 55,000, 1.1 million, 1.2 billion.
Every hour?
Every hour at a casino, Las Vegas casinos combined.
The 1.2 billion.
Actually, it's the 1.1 million.
Really? I thought that number would be higher.
Yeah. How many zoos, accredited zoos, are there in the United States? 142, 1,200, 8,050.
Boy, there's like three in. So I'm going to say 8,050.
Actually, it is only 142. That kind of surprised me.
It must be, you said accredited, right?
Accredited. So I guess officials may be sanctioned by the government kind of zoos?
Yeah. Because I was just thinking in Washington, I can think of 3, 4 off the top of my head.
Yeah, but some
Just
of
in
those
Washington?
maybe animal sanctuaries or something like that instead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So there you go. That's trivia. You did pretty good today, Mike. You should be proud of yourself.
Yeah, I got about an 80.
We'll give him an 80. And where I'm from, that's a passing grade.
That's like an A for you.
Yeah. Yeah. SMRT. I'm so smart. All right, we'll be back. Local birthdays, odd news, regular news, and some fun and games. Stick around. It's KCHW 102.7 with Scott and Mike.
It's 8:14.
Your KCHW morning show made possible by a donation from God-Fearing Brothers Auto Center. God-Fearing Brothers specializes in auto services, including repair, maintenance, and detailing. They also stock tires, provide collision repairs, including glass, and they have an auto sales lot on the corner of Highway 395 and Main Street at the light. For more information, you can visit the Auto Service Center at 806 East Main in Chewelah. Find them online at godfearingbrothers.com or by phone at 509-935-6414.
This is KCHW 102.7.
This is KCHW Chihuahua 102.7 FM.
This is VOA News via remote. I'm Diane Roberts. U.S. President Joe Biden says he will stick with his August 31st deadline for finishing a U.S.-led evacuation of Americans, at-risk Afghans, and others. He said the longer troops remain at the airport, the greater the risk of attacks by terror groups. The decision opens him up to criticism for caving to the Taliban and the prospect that some people who want to leave will be left behind. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson said the major industrialized nations will not recognize a Taliban government unless it guarantees people can leave the country. German Chancellor Angela Merkel said Wednesday her country will try to help Afghans who worked with its soldiers and aid organizations and wish to leave Afghanistan after the August 31st deadline for the withdrawal of foreign troops expires. She told the German parliament, quote, "The end of the air bridge in a few days must not mean the end of efforts to protect Afghan helpers and help those Afghans who have been left in a bigger emergency with the takeover of the Taliban," end quote. Meanwhile, the Taliban's main spokesperson said Tuesday it expects foreign evacuations from Kabul to be completed by the end of the month, urging Afghans to stay to help rebuild their country. In a news conference that continued the conciliatory message put out by the movement since its lightning seizure of Kabul August 15th, the spokesman said the movement had not agreed to an extension of the August 31st deadline and wanted all evacuations to end by that date. U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris's trip from Singapore to Vietnam was delayed several hours Tuesday by an investigation into two possible cases in Hanoi of the so-called Havana syndrome in Hanoi. The word comes from administration officials. This is VOA News. China is fighting back after a classified U.S. intelligence report delivered to the White House Tuesday was inconclusive on the origins of the COVID-19 pandemic. The unresolved findings are in part due to a lack of information from China, according to U.S. media reports. Two U.S. officials familiar with the matter told the Washington Post the assessment was unable to definitively conclude whether the virus that first emerged in central China had jumped to humans via animals or escaped a highly secure research facility in Wuhan. The head of the Foreign Ministry's Arms Control Department told reporters, quote, "If the U.S. want to baselessly accuse China, they better be prepared to accept a counterattack from China." Sydney's COVID-19 infections hit a daily record Wednesday, putting parts of the health system under pressure, officials said. They're calling for vaccinations to be stepped up to stem the tide of hospital admissions. Despite 2 months of lockdowns in Sydney, New South Wales state reported 919 new cases amid a growing Delta variant outbreak, taking Australia's daily case numbers to a new pandemic high. Switzerland is considering ordering staff and visitors to show a certificate against COVID-19 infection in most public indoor spaces, as the government warned Wednesday hospitals could soon be overrun by a rising number of serious cases. The government said the requirement would cover events as well as restaurants, bars, and recreational sites, and sports centers and cultural activities. The Swiss COVID-19 certificate provides proof of vaccination, recovery, or a negative test result. A few weeks into the new school year, growing numbers of U.S. districts have halted in-person learning or switched to hybrid models because of rapidly mounting coronavirus infections. The setbacks in mostly small rural districts that were among the first to go back are dampening hopes for a sustained widespread return to classrooms after 2 years of schooling disrupted by the pandemic. The number of new coronavirus cases each day in Israel is nearing the record set in January. The number is notable because more than half of Israel's population have received 2 doses of the vaccine. Nearly 1.6 million people have received a third jab. The Paralympics have begun in the same empty national stadium that hosted the opening and closing ceremonies of the Tokyo Olympics. Japanese Emperor Naruhito again had the official honor of getting it all started. The Paralympics open with COVID-19 cases on the rise in Tokyo and Japan. Via remote, I'm Diane Roberts, VOA News.
This portion of programming brought to you by New Health. At New Health, they're committed to promoting health and wellness within our communities by providing integrated, open-access health care for all. They offer medical, dental, pharmacy, and behavioral health services to meet your health care needs. Their medical care teams offer in-person visits, curbside care, telemedicine visits, plus COVID-19 testing and vaccines. Dental services are provided for prevention, restorative, and emergency services. Curbside pharmacy pickup and mailing options are available to meet your medication needs as well. To schedule an appointment, contact their New Health Chewelah Clinic at 509-935-8424. That's 509-935-8424, or visit their website at newhp.org for a New Health location near you. Safely providing the care you need is their top priority. Most insurance plans are accepted, including Medicare and Medicaid, and new patients are welcome.
I'm sorry, this sounds nothing like Hey Mickey. You say that every time.
Well, I can't hear it.
You can't hear it?
No.
Really?
No, now I can hear it.
Okay.
Really faint in the background.
Oh, it's jacked up for the rest of us. It's that Zoom thing, maybe.
Okay.
All right. All right, we are back for part 2, looking at 8:21. If you got to be there somewhere this morning, that's your time check.
All
right.
You know, and I've decided this morning you're trying to confuse me because I have no background music.
Oh, huh.
Yeah.
I wonder why you're not picking that up. You should. I mean, you hear my voice. You should be hearing.
Yeah, I hear
everything.
your voice just fine.
Wow. All right. I'm going to try a different switch here, and you'll have to let me know later. Oh, there it is. So you're saying when we come into the show and go out this morning, you never heard either of the intro songs?
That's correct.
Wow. How about now?
Yep. Now I can hear it.
All right. I had one button. One
Scott,
button.
you have too many buttons.
Well, you can never have too many buttons. Especially
Either
when
that, or you gotta put a little sticky note on it.
That's
this
right.
button turns on.
You can never have too many buttons when you got a big belly. That's all I'm saying. All right. Best first question for you on this segment is: what do you think is the best TV show theme song ever?
Oh, I'm gonna say Hawaii 5-0.
Hawaii. That is a good one. The original or the new?
The original.
The original. Okay, original Hawaii 5-0. I would think like one that would be really popular would be Addams Family. All right. If you've got one and you're listening on Facebook this morning, post it on there. What do you think the best television theme show ever was?
Yeah,
I know
those are both good ones.
I know the worst one, and it's the only television theme show song that I would literally run for the remote to turn it down or to fast forward if it was, pre-recorded to get away from the theme song. And that was the Scott Bakula version of Star Trek Enterprise. They took that song that was made popular by Rod Stewart, Faith of the Heart, which was, what's her name? Diane. The lady, her name's Diane. I can't remember her last name right now, but she writes like 80% of all hit records in America. I mean, this one woman, this one woman writes a phenomenal amount of hit records. So a bunch of people have sang that one because it wasn't an original writing, and they remade that Faith of the Heart and put it on the front of that Star Trek show, and it was the person who sang it, and the song melody that they kind of changed it and slowed it down even more, absolutely horrible, painful to listen to. So that's my worst, and I like your idea of Hawaii 5-0. And I think Addams Family might be in there. I think might the funnest to sing, Green Acres. That's all I'm saying. The funnest to sing.
Did you notice these are all older television shows?
It is. Like they were better back then. Like Gilligan's Island. How fun is that to sing? It's hard to remember all the lines, but it's fun to sing. All right. Yeah. All right, that was just a little bit in there. My next question for you, what common thing in your house rarely gets cleaned?
Common thing our house rarely gets cleaned.
That probably should be.
Well, that's a tough one because I'm married to a clean freak.
Does she do light switches and doorknobs?
No, she does not.
All right, see, that's a big one that a lot of people miss because they get a ton of germs on them, and we don't think about it. But light switches and doorknobs, and if you go to pick a light switch in your house, especially one that would get used a lot, like in the bathroom or the kitchen, and look at it really close, and you'll see it's scummy.
Oh, really?
It could use a washing. Another place people always forget, the top of your fridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, set a glass up there upside down and slide it off and take a look at the rim. See if you want to drink out of it. Yeah. The dishwasher, clean that filter on the bottom and clean the spray arms regularly.
Yeah. See, Loretta does that all the time.
Another one is the computer mouse.
Yeah, I can't tell you the last time I cleaned my computer mouse. Is that why it's crawling across the my desk?
I picked up my one in my apartment the other day, and I went, ooh, there's something grimy on the side of it. And I was like, oh, yeah, I was eating chicken last night. Well, I was certain than that. Don't touch that.
Okay, now when we get off today, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean my mouse.
You're going to clean your mouse. All right. Be sure your wife says, what are you doing? I'm cleaning my mouse. All right, dog bowl. And I'm going to put cat bowl along with that. I think we forget, let's just put fresh water in it. Let's not wash it. Would you do that to yourself? I'm just going to reuse this dirty bowl.
Actually, I have a dog that's finicky. Once it's too dirty, she won't drink out of it. Uh-huh. But then she'll drink out of a puddle in the street.
It's because it's outside. Mooch the cat's the same way. She actually has several cat beds, the one in the window people always get to see her in. But if one of her cat beds gets too dirty and full of old cat hair, she won't use it until I wash it. Right. It's got to be clean. Yeah. It's funny how animals get finicky like that too.
Yeah.
All right. Have you ever heard of the La Tomatina Festival?
No.
All right. It's been canceled again. Today, the annual La Tomatina Festival was supposed to begin in Buñol, a little village near Valencia, Spain. Participants throw tomatoes and get involved in a tomato fight purely for entertainment purposes. Since 1945, it has been held on the last Wednesday of August. It started in 45 when there was a parade. The energy of the parade caused one participant's big costume head to fall off. The parade participant got so upset he began hitting everything in his path. La Tomatina, historians say, there was a market stall of vegetables that fell victim to the fury of the crowd, and people started to pelt each other with tomatoes out of anger. The following year, some young people engaged in a pre-planned quarrel and brought their own tomatoes from home. Now, the police broke it up, but it began a yearly tradition. 6 trucks carrying 130 tons of tomatoes are brought in. An alternative story to the event's origin, the Red Frenzy began in 1944 when Dr. Paco Garcia Sanchez and some friends tried to throw tomatoes into the trumpet of a passing musician. The hour-long pelting session turned the town square into a mass of slimy bodies. All right, some fun, throwing tomatoes at each other. Maybe we could come up with something like that for Chihuahua and call it art.
I was trying to think of what other vegetables. How about zucchinis?
That would hurt.
Hard, though.
That would hurt.
Radishes.
No, that would hurt. No, that would hurt.
Peaches.
No. Well, that'd still be a little too hard, I think.
Okay, plums.
That would probably work. Anything that's a little slightly mushy.
Slightly mushy, yeah.
Rotten apples. Rotten apples. That would work.
Rotten apples. Yeah, except they'd still hurt unless they're really rotten.
Yeah, I'm thinking really rotten apples because they stink too.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, maybe we won't do that.
Food out of Scott's fridge.
It's not going to last very long, though.
Okay.
All right. Nearly half of women in a study complained of increasing levels of stress, depression, and sleeplessness after this happened. Okay, I'm going to give you choices. Nearly half of women in a study complained of increased levels of stress, depression, and sleeplessness after this happened. Was it A, they broke up with their hairstylist, B, their husband retired, C, their children went to college? For women, what increases the level of stress, depression, and sleeplessness?
I'm going to say A.
That they broke up with their hairstylist?
Right. Well, you know, I'm just personal experience.
No, it's B. When their husband's retired. It's called RHS, Retired Husband Syndrome. They start to feel a stress a year after their husband retires and spends all of his time around the house and them. Plus, every year.
That's true. In fact,
Yes.
I got a great little story for you. When I retired, you know, I ran my life on lists. That's how I got stuff done all the time. So I retired and I said, okay, Loretta, we need to make a list of things to do. And she looked at me, she says, Mike, I've lived with you for 30 plus years without a list. I don't need any damn list now.
Your assistance is not needed.
That's right. Exactly.
All right.
Get out of my face.
All right, let's. I'm going to throw celebrity birthdays at you in just a second, but let's roll out our birthdays for today on this Wednesday. We just have one birthday. It's for Michael R. Smith, and we have an anniversary. It looks like it's Eric and Misty Ross having an anniversary. So applause for those fine folks. And celebrities, do you see any that you recognize, Mike?
Oh, actually, I recognize most of them today.
All right.
So what's the one thing they have in common?
They were all born today?
No, they're all old.
Oh, they're all old because Mike knows who they're older. All right.
Okay. Well, the first one is one of my favorite actors, Tom Skerritt.
Really?
Yeah.
How
old do you think he is if you haven't looked?
I already seen it, but I would have said he was ancient anyways.
Oh.
But that's,
yeah.
Tom Skerritt looked like he was grizzly and needed a bath when he was 50. So I'm not surprised at 88.
Well, he's 88, yeah. And I think he lives in Everett or someplace too, doesn't he?
I have no idea.
He lives in Washington. It's up in that part of the world.
All right.
So, yeah. And then, of course, one of my favorite guys, believe it or not, Gene Simmons.
You're really a fan of Gene Simmons? All right. I don't believe it, but okay.
Okay. Of Kiss is 72 years of age.
That's one of the worst bands I've ever seen live.
Oh, really? I've never seen them live. But
It's absolutely, I don't think one of them can really play an instrument. It was sometimes you could recognize that it was a song you'd heard before in your youth, but it was really difficult. I mean, they played the arena years ago, and I was just like, wow. I'd heard that, but you had to see it for myself. It's cool to see him in makeup and the flames and stuff, but you really couldn't understand most of it.
Okay. All right. Okay. And actually, director Tim Burton is 63.
All right.
And his stuff he does is so weird, it's good.
It is bizarre.
It's bizarre. Yep. Blair Underwood is 57.
Is that a country music singer?
No, he's actually an actor.
Oh, all right. Sorry about that. But from the back, he did look like a woman.
You say so.
Sorry.
Okay, and then we have former Donald Trump's associate, Michael Cohen, is 55.
Is that the one that went to jail?
That's the one that went to jail.
I thought so.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, TV chef Rachel Ray is 53.
Ah.
Yeah, okay. Do you watch any food shows at all?
No, I don't know how to cook, so they don't make sense to me.
Well, neither do I, but I was curious. Okay. All right.
All they do is make me hungry, Mike.
Well, I thought maybe you wanted to develop a new skill set.
Nope. Not interested at all.
You could add a new show called Cooking on the Radio.
Yeah, I'm not going to learn how to cook unless they throw away all the microwaves.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, Cameron Matheson is 52 from All My Children. You probably watch that religiously.
Oh, yeah, sure. Uh-huh.
Model Claudia Schiffer is 51.
All right.
Okay, and then now the rest of them are getting beyond me. Alexander Skarsgård is 45.
He's a very, if you saw his picture, a very popular supporting actor.
Oh, really?
I mean, he's been in a lot of movies. Yeah.
Okay, Rachel Bilson is 40.
Don't know her?
Okay, now Blake Lively is 34.
All right. Is that a girl?
That's a girl, actually.
But from the back, she looked like a guy.
Okay. Well, she's actually
I'm
married,
just trying to be
to
fair.
Ryan Reynolds.
Is she? Wow.
Yeah.
All right. On to history. We call it It Happened Today. Okay. Yesterday was pretty good. We started off in 69, the year 69.
Oh, right? Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not that exciting today. 1718 is where we start, when hundreds of French colonists arrived in Louisiana, with some of them settling in present-day New Orleans. And that's why people there talk funny. How.
Yeah, right.
All right.
Talk Cajun.
Yes. 1875, Captain Matthew Webb became the first person to swim across the English Channel, traveling from Dover, England to, how do you say that? Calais? Calais, France, in 22 hours, oui. All right. 1916, National Park Service was established within the Department of the Interior. We were talking about that yesterday, that the National Park Service turns 105 today, I guess. At least that's what it said yesterday. 75, the album Born to Run by Bruce Springsteen was released. Why is that in history?
Actually, I think it's still one of his most popular albums, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm for a guy that's been in music his whole life, I've never understood the Bruce Springsteen thing.
Yeah, I don't either.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. I thought I was the only one. All right. Yeah. 2004, man charged with robbing a Butler, Wisconsin bank across from the police department. He told investigators he wanted to impress a woman with his stolen money. Instead, he says he spent most of it at a casino.
So they stole it back.
Oops. Polish man who had his cancerous tongue removed had a new one made using tissue taken from his butt.
Scott, don't take that any further.
Can I at least say, and now he can talk from both ends?
Okay.
All right. Let's skip the next one. It's sad.
Right.
Donald Trump pardoned Joe Arpaio in 2017 on this day, who had been convicted of contempt of court for racial profiling. And 2019, Double Dave, a rare two-headed timber rattlesnake, was found at Pine Barrens Forest in New Jersey and promptly killed by Scott Allen. Crikey.
Yeah.
All right, special events. We're going to get those from Mike Bentz, because special events and Bentz rhyme.
Oh, I already brought this up earlier.
Yes?
It's
you
4
did.
months to Christmas.
All right, people started throwing things at their video screens, saying, "Stop it, Mike, stop it."
Okay, all right, okay, Scott.
Yes?
This will never happen between us.
Really?
Yeah, it's Kiss and Makeup Day.
Oh, wow. I have a new goal today. I'm going to find someone to fight with.
At least that way you can get a date.
Yeah. All right, we've been fighting for 5 minutes. Can we kiss and make up now?
Okay, all right. Okay. Well, and we already talked about this. It's National Park Service Day.
No way, I didn't know that.
Yeah, well.
What's your favorite national park?
Oh, man, that's a tough one. I'm going to say Glacier.
Okay.
And the Waterton Glacier, because Waterton actually is in Canada, but I think that's one of my favorites, at least in the early spring or the fall before the 14 million people show up. And then the other one would have to be Zion.
I've heard that's really nice. I've never got to go to it, but I've heard it's really nice.
Phenomenal. I've been through that a couple of different times from different directions.
Okay.
And it's one of those where you definitely want to stop and kind of smell the roses type thing. But yeah, I'd have to say those are probably the two at the top.
All right.
Yeah. Okay, then there's a secondhand wardrobe day.
Ah.
Yeah. Okay.
Most of my clothes.
Most of your clothes?
Yeah.
Well, you're a thrifty guy.
Yeah, I get get hand downs from you, and they're all like 2 feet too long.
Yeah, but see, then you can use them as alternative tents.
Okay.
Okay, it's Whiskey Sour Day.
All right.
And something is very hard to find in Chihuahua, like nowhere.
Yeah, I don't.
Banana Split Day.
I don't think you can. Back when Craig had the restaurant on Main Street, I think they made banana splits there. But yeah, it's been a long time since you find a banana split. And well, maybe we could do that as a fundraiser for the Creative District. and then you could, and you could give a prize for the coolest looking banana split.
Ah, that's not a bad idea.
Look at that. My brain almost works. What's the number of the day, Mike?
Ooh, number of the day. Let's see. 5,800.
Okay.
Those are the number of guests that were in the Mushroom Dome in California, the most booked Airbnb property in the world.
The Mushroom Dome.
Yeah. I have no idea what that is.
We're gonna have to go Google that. All right.
Yeah.
All right, on to news and nuggets. If you see a story you want to hit there, I'm going to just segue right into another Airbnb. This one offers free accommodations for 20,000 Afghan refugees. Airbnb said it will temporarily house 20,000 Afghan refugees at no charge to help them resettle across the world. The company's boss said the move was in response to one of the biggest humanitarian crises of our time. The offer starts immediately, and the company said is working with non-governmental organizations on the ground to help with the most pressing needs. All right. It's a different way to step up. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, my news is about people they just don't have enough tools in the shed.
Okay.
And they're not sharp.
Okay.
Oh, it's the pound milk crate challenge. Have you heard about this?
I have not.
Oh, I actually saw a video on this. It popped up on your favorite news source, Facebook. Okay.
Oh, no.
Okay, well, it's currently a hot social media, potentially dangerous challenge. The Food and Drug Administration is asking you not to do it. Starting as a viral challenge on TikTok, people attempting to ascend a rickety pyramid of stacked milk crates and make it down the other side.
Wow.
Many are trying. The vast majority are falling miserably.
Failing miserably. Wow, making a pyramid out of milk crates sounds fun. Falling off it does not.
And then walking up to the top and walking down.
Oh.
Excuse me.
It doesn't
Conan O'Brien
it doesn't seem that bad. It doesn't seem that bad.
Yeah, well, they're pretty rickety.
All right.
Okay, unless you use super glue or Gorilla Glue. Conan O'Brien weighed in on the social media craze Monday, tweeting, waiting for FDA approval before I take the milk crate challenge. The FDA must be watching Conan O'Brien, responded, although we regulate milk, we cannot recommend you try that. Perhaps enjoy a nice glass of 2% and return those crates to the grocery store, you thief.
All right, scary new roller coaster. It goes from 0 to 112 in 1.5 seconds. What could go wrong? A few things. The Do Dondapa roller coaster at the Fuji-Q Highland Amusement Park in Japan has been indefinitely put on pause while officials investigate whether riders sustained injuries because of it. Between December 2020 and this month, 4 passengers say that's what happened. They ended up with broken bones from riding on the 112-mile-an-hour coaster. Reports say the injuries included fractures in their necks, chest, backs, including a cervical fracture and a thoracic spine fracture. All the people were in their 30s to 50s. 210,000 people rode the coaster without incident during that time.
Why would you get on a roller coaster that goes 112 miles an hour?
The thrill.
The thrill?
Yep.
They must have a face shield. You think so?
I would think so, because how could you inhale with the wind going that fast into your face?
And think if you hit a bug.
Oh, ow.
Speaking of bugs,
yeah.
I was looking for a segue.
All right. A bug. What?
Okay. A Canadian man strapped on his inline skates and rolled more than 6,200 miles across the country to raise awareness of bee conservation and break a Guinness World Record.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Zach Chobiter began skating May 25th in Whistler, British Columbia, and arrived Monday in St. John's, Newfoundland. After traveling a total distance of 6,271.5 miles across Canada, his cross-country Blading for Bees journey was aimed at raising awareness for climate change and the importance of protecting bees.
All right.
And actually, bees are your friend.
All right. Have you noticed, going into stores, not really in Chihuahua, I don't see it, but going into stores and other places and seeing missing stuff on the shelves?
Oh, yeah.
You kind of talked about this, and I think we thought it was going to be worse than it is with stuff not on the shelves. Do you think there's more yet to come?
I think there is. I think there's going to be, I just read an article the other day that shipping is still messed up. So there's, the problem is the product's out there. The problem is getting it to the stores.
All right, because once a factory has an outbreak and shuts down, that causes a problem.
Right.
Because truckers that are sick are down, that causes a problem.
Right. Well, and we've become such a society of just in time, and basically, which is good as long as it works, because you don't have all this inventory. But just in time also, anything in that supply chain breaks down, your just in time just went late.
Yeah.
And I know that in visiting with my son, when he used to work for a trucking company on dispatching, they would do, like a Walmart, for instance, they would give these trucks a window to be there. And if they didn't be there within that, whatever that window was, say maybe 2 hours, then if they showed up, they were put at the end of the line. And that's a big deal because that throws them behind
even
on
further.
All the rest of it. Yeah, even further. And he says that was the struggle. He says, places like Walmart or Home Depot or Lowe's or the big grocery warehouses, they really didn't stockpile as much as they used to. So it was basically being warehoused in trucks.
All right. Well,
on the road.
It's happening really bad in the UK.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like end of times kind of bad. McDonald's has temporarily taken milkshakes off the menu throughout England. All right, and it's due to supply chain issues. The change affects all 1,250 British McDonald's locations. No more milkshakes. Supply chain issues are believed to be caused by, in part, by truck driver shortage.
Yep,
there you go.
Yep.
There you go.
And that's true, actually, and that's one of the issues here too.
All right.
So you were trying to be funny, and I was trying to be serious,
and it all worked. It all meshed together. I almost told a lie, like end of times in Britain because they can't have milkshakes. All right.
Okay. All right. Well, do we want to talk about January 6th?
Not really, but it is funny that where the people all come from, your home state, pretty much.
It's not my home state. I lived there for 8 years.
Okay. All right. I'll let you off the hook then. So what is it? Now we teased it.
Okay, well, 7 months after supporters of former Donald Trump stormed the U.S. Capitol, more than 500 people have been arrested and charged in federal court over alleged roles for the riots.
Okay.
With most of the arrests taking place in Florida, followed closely by Texas, and then Pennsylvania. I'm going to use that old Gomer Pyle. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Florida was the site of more arrests tied to the January 6th than any other state. Boy, Florida's really winning, aren't they?
Yeah, they've been losing for years. Yeah.
Oh, at least 56 from the Sunshine State so far. Texas is close second at 55, who have been charged in relation to the storming of the Capitol. Pennsylvania's third so far with 47, followed by New York, 41, Ohio, 27.
I'm kind of surprised New York was in there.
Yeah, I was too, actually. That surprised me too. What's surprising to me is the average, and they don't have a lot of them yet, but one of the things that is being investigated is these people are being charged with a misdemeanor, and the fines have been $500.
Wow.
And yeah. One guy, even after he got sentenced, I guess, for lack of a better term, said, only 500?
Thought I was going to be in trouble. I'm going to do this again.
I'm going to do this again. Yeah, exactly.
All right. Last one. It's a chance for Scott to finally buy a house. Amid Italy's recent real estate renovation spree, buyers now have a shot at scoring a dirt cheap dwelling near the heart of Italian culture, Rome. Mayor Claudio Sperduti of the town of Maenza, if I said that right, located 40 miles south of Rome, will make about 100 dilapidated townhomes available to ambitious occupants from around the world for only €1. $1.17 American. Also, you have to give a deposit of $5,000, but it is refundable. All right. And it is refundable if renovations are completed within 3 years. Some of the homes date back to the 1700s. Buyers will need to submit a detailed plan for reservations and how they intend to use the property, whether as a home or a business. That's right. Buy a house for €1.
Yeah, that's actually a very good idea. So, Scott, can I buy your property for $1?
Sure. Not gonna happen.
Not gonna happen.
Not gonna happen.
Oh, Scott.
All right, but that is. I've noticed even here in America. I saw a story the other day. I was really amazed, and I checked out some of the towns. It was towns across America that will pay you to move there, and some of them were like $10,000, and easy terms to live up to get the $10,000, and somewhere like within 30 days of you moving there, they drop a check on you.
Yeah, I think West Virginia is one of them actually.
And one of them, you didn't even have to buy a house; you just had to move there. You could rent an apartment, and they'd still give you $10,000.
Yeah. And what they're promoting is high-speed internet, trying to get tech workers, basically.
Yep. People that are working from home now.
Yeah, because they can work from home, and if you think about it, that's really a smart move, because it doesn't use up a whole lot of resources. You're bringing in people that, generally speaking, have higher incomes. And these are small towns. So somebody with a higher income makes a big impact.
Helps build your town's base, right?
Right. Exactly.
All right. So let's wrap up our show.
Slap some bacon on a biscuit and let's go. We're burning daylight.
It's the world of strange. A world gone wacky.
Out here, due process is a bullet.
And some of the scariest people on the planet.
I think you're bluffing. Be afraid. You know, you look mighty pretty when you get mad.
It's your odd news on KCHW.
Just sit back and enjoy the show.
So intense. We start off with the news attack, where the first part is a true statement and the next part is a bad joke.
Before we get started,
yes.
I want people to look on Facebook or whatever. My halo is back.
Oh. You know, though, it kind of looks like you're bald, the way it's on your head, right? Like you're bald and it's just a shiny chrome dome, but you're not. But it does kind of look, because it looks like you're bald. That's awesome.
So I have a shiny dome. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it kind of looks like it. Yep. Maybe a little tiara in the back. I can't quite tell.
Maybe I'll have to see what I can do. Yeah, I think I do have a tiara. My granddaughters here, they like to braid my hair.
Or a crazy crazy wig, you know?
Yeah.
Like a giant orange clown wig. That would work too. All right, kick us off on that news attack.
I will. Are you a big fisherman?
No.
No. Oh, okay. Well, that's good, because we don't want to catch you believing you're dead fishing.
Okay.
Would-be rescuers in China were almost scared to death when a man they believed to have drowned suddenly woke up.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Oh, the man had been fishing in the river when onlookers mistook him for a corpse and called for help.
Oh.
I wonder if he had the fishing line tied to his toe.
So how would you probably, so he'd wake up, right?
Well, he'd wake up, yeah.
Here's the way it went down.
Oh, my. Oh, wait a minute, he's not dead. He's alive. Like that.
Bummer.
Yeah.
All right, you started off with wacky but true, but we're supposed to do the news attack. All right.
We did.
All right, so I'm going to take off. You catch up. A study found that women enjoy much better mental health if they make as much as their husbands in income. All right? That's because they can't go to sleep knowing that the rent money won't be blown on a Kickstarter invention to make your own beef jerky. All right. Women sleep better.
I would think the husband would have much better mental health too.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go to Brazil.
Okay.
Okay. A husband helped his wife deliver a couple's baby after they got stuck in traffic.
Oh.
And then got lost on the way to the hospital. Ooh, the mother and baby are fine, but dad's upset that his brand new car smell has been replaced by new. Use your mind.
Poo-poo smell?
Yeah, poo-poo smell.
All right. McDonald's Milkshakes are off the menu in the UK if you haven't heard this due to supply chain issues. Can I just get the milkshake cup so then I can stare at it until it's full again? And cry?
Oh, okay. All right. Well, not to be repetitive, but what two states in the country have the most riot charges from the January 6th Capitol?
That would be Florida and Texas.
Oh, you were listening earlier.
Yes.
Okay, but I have both states on my fantasy insurrection team.
That one's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
In a study, both men and women say the first thing they notice in the opposite sex is their eyes. Second is the Band-Aid over the vaccine shot.
I didn't even get a Band-Aid.
Neither did I.
Oh, but now I feel I'll have to go get another one and say, where's my Band-Aid?
Yeah. Roller coaster. Huh? Oh, it's your turn. Sorry.
Okay. All right. Not to be repetitive.
Yes. I know.
But a roller coaster in Japan was shut down because some riders have experienced injuries.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm scared.
This is a little different twist. When you throw up at that speed, it's bound to injure the people behind you.
Oh.
But they don't talk about what speed. What is that speed, Scott?
And what happens when you throw up on a coaster that's going 112?
It's called projectile.
Oh, man. All right. Interesting fact. Americans eat enough peanut butter each year to cover the floor of the Grand Canyon. If it was crunchy peanut butter and you walked on it, wouldn't there be a heck of an echo?
So are you a smooth peanut butter or crunchy peanut butter guy?
Smooth.
Ooh, I'm crunchy.
Smooth. In fact, the only peanut butter I will eat is Jif.
Really?
I don't like the rest of it. Don't like the rest of it.
Okay. All right. Okay, well, this is another surprise. I mean, it really jumped out at me. The study says many kids don't like washing their hands.
Oh, man, that's a tough one to train, too.
I know. Okay, did the study also find they like picking their noses?
Oh, man, that's 2 days in a row, like where nose picking was a topic. That's really tacky. and you should have heard the sound effects I played yesterday for it, like this one.
Wait, I got it. You could play with your magic nose goblins.
Magic nose goblins. I like that. All right, on to the world of wacky but true. You already covered the first story, so I guess I'm going to take this one. 50-year-old Tennessee woman Robin Gist is charged with domestic assault after she grabbed her husband's shirt, ripped it, and punched him in the face during an argument in a gas station. They had just stopped at the gas station to get some drinks to cool down because they were having a previous argument. And this is what the husband had to say on the scene.
A chat with you and somehow death loses its sting.
True. All right, now this other one sounds bad, but it's not as bad as the headline. So maybe just...
I know. I actually had to read through that.
Yeah,
okay.
The headline kind of scared me. Should we read it? Because why it scared us? I will. Okay.
Zoo bans women having an affair with chimpanzee.
Yeah. Oh, we can't do that one.
No, we can't do that one?
No, we can't.
I wonder if they looked in each other's eyes.
Oh, it sounds like love at first sight.
Okay. A woman in Belgium has been banned from visiting chimpanzees?
Yes.
Boy, that's a different word.
Chimpanzees.
Okay. Chimpanzee is multiple.
Yes.
Okay. Enough of that. At a local zoo, after developing a close bond with one of them, according to zoo officials, her affair with the primate was preventing him from bonding with the other chimps. Ooh, jealousy. Okay. Addie Timmerman had been visiting Cheetah, a 38-year-old chimpanzee. I gave up. Okay. At the Antwerp Zoo. Each week for the past 4 years. At that time, Timmermans claimed that she and Cheetah had forged a strong friendship. Aww. She said in an interview, "I love that animal and he loves me." Man, Timmermans' relationship with Cheetah reportedly consisted of the two waving and blowing kisses to each other through the glass.
Okay.
On the surface, the interactions seem harmless, but zoo officials say their friendship has proved detrimental to cheetah's social status with other chimpanzees.
All right, I was going to say the word for you.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well, that doesn't seem quite fair. They love each other.
That's right.
Apparently, she never saw that movie, though. The movie?
The movie?
Yeah.
Which movie?
Get your stinking paws off me, you damn dirty ape!
I was thinking of the movie Every Which Way But Loose.
Oh, those were orangutans, though.
Oh,
that wasn't an orangutan. I don't know. I just wanted to play Charlton Heston.
Okay.
All right. And I'm sorry, that is the best monkey movie, Planet of the Apes, the original, not the remake. Just saying. All right, more animal news. Connecticut woman who had a package stolen from her front step discovered the culprit was a black bear. Christine Levine posted some surveillance video on Facebook showing the bear sauntering across her driveway with the Amazon package in its mouth. Little did she know it was her actual delivery driver. Oh, no, I made that up. She wrote in her post, the page just skipped on me. Yeah, if anyone sees an Amazon package in the Chippewa Hills area with my name on it, feel free to bring it back. Levine said she received an alert from her security system about 5 minutes after Amazon dropped off the package, and the bear ended up dropping off the parcel at a neighbor's place. He was apparently not interested in the contents, several rolls of toilet paper. All right. All right. When a bear is at your front house, I have recordings of a bear, you don't want to hear these kind of things.
Ooh, I know that smell.
All right, this one.
Hey, what's that smell?
Get really scared when the big blue bear says,
Ooh, you smell like you're ready to play today.
And the last one is even more frightening.
Ooh, you have that just rolled out of bed smell.
I do? All right, bad jokes away. All right, we had a post on Facebook, and I know it took me a second to. She says it's from Deborah, and Debbie says Zips has them, and I'm like, Zips has what? What were we talking about? And I started thinking back about food things. Banana splits. You can get a banana split in Chewy.
Oh, really? Oh, thanks for the tip.
Yep. And she is exactly right. She is exactly right.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay.
I don't know how that slipped our minds. Well,
now I'll be thinking about that all day.
All right. It's probably because we're old.
Yeah, and our brains are hardening.
Yes. I didn't know it was a thing until you told about it, and I was like, it totally makes sense. That's exactly what's happening to me. All right. Let's see, as we wrap up the show today, do you have any final words, Mike? Anything you want to say? I know the Chamber's still looking for donations.
Right. Chamber's looking for donations for the Chamber auction coming up on October 2nd. You can buy your dinner tickets at either the Chamber office, Valley Drug, or Acres United. They're $30 a pop. You can have beef or chicken that night, and it's a great evening of not only camaraderie, helping the community, but like I say, the show itself is it's entertaining, with the auctioneer being Steve Mitzer again.
All right.
And Christmas is only 4 months away.
Thanks.
So Sandy has her chamber bucks ready to be going out the door.
All right.
So you can either call her at 935-8595, or you can go on the website at chewila.org and purchase your chamber books direct, and they'll either be mailed to you, or you can stop by and pick them up.
All right. Also, don't forget a couple blood drives we have today at the Civic Center and Saturday at Dad's Espresso. You can get out and support those. They need some blood. Lions Club 5th Annual Rompin' Row, September 18th. We kind of covered that today, too.
Right.
That starts at 10 a.m. And that's a golf tournament and scavenger hunt. Let's see, what else I had another one I missed today. Church services at the Chewigla Park coming up this Sunday, the 29th at 10:30. This is Faith Community Church hosting services in the park. If the weather is not nice, they will go back to their church, which is located at 313 West Colville, corner of Colville and North 4th Street West. If you have any questions, you can call Pastor Scott, 936-2732. 936-2732. All right. Do we miss anything, Mike?
Nope, I think we're in pretty good shape.
All right. Then we wrap up today's odd news with that little bit of real news and our final sound effect, which kind of might sum up our show for some people. Mike, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. I'm Scott.
I'm Mike.
And that's your odd news for
Wednesday.
Zoom's a little slow. And so are we.
A chat with you and somehow death loses its sting.
I thought that was perfect.
That was perfect, yeah.
All right, have a great day. Keep on listening to KCHW 102.7 Northern Lights Public Radio.